It only becomes easier for more people to design sophisticated, data-driven web applications with little or no coding. Stick around as I highlight the new additions for PHPRunner and ASP.NET version 10.9. I have a small project using 3 tables storing the country, city and country language of the world. The country table is the master table, while the city and country language are both child tables. First, I'm going to demonstrate the new filter option for listing pages. At the page designer of a listing page, switch to the advanced grid. I now select the first column header element and tick the filter tick box from the label property options. You can do the same for other column headers or click the Apply to All Fields button, which will apply the filter option to all columns. And that is it. Let's see how it works. I'm now on the country listing page. Columns with the filter option enabled now have a small drop-down button next to the column name. I untick Select All and make a few selections. This works similarly to the filter functions found in an Excel worksheet. Once a filter is applied, other filters you may want to add will consider active filters. Next is the new menu API functionality. On the events page, we now have a new event called Modify Menu. Please note that the menu item modify event is deprecated and no longer in use. All code from previous versions that you may have will still work, so it is safe to upgrade your older projects to version 10.9. However, it is advisable to use the new event from this version onward. I left a link in the description to the online manual for this event. Now let's see how we can use it. When you open the event, the following code will be pre-populated. It says, if the menu name compares to main, then do the following. And here is a comment showing where we must put our code for the main menu. So what is going on here? You can create more than one menu in PHPRunner. On the style editor page, we have a menu edit button. Here we can manage different menus, add, copy, delete, etc. It is here where you can find the menu name you are going to work on. So, this if statement separates the main menu from all other menus there may be. All code here will be for the main menu only. Okay, let's add an external link. You do this by using $menu, add group and the name of the group you would like to create. The result of this action will be saved into an object called $e_group, and you can name it whatever you like. Next, I will add a menu item to the group I just created by using add URL. We must supply 3 parameters. First is the label of the item, second is the actual URL to be opened, and third we need the group ID. The group ID we extract from the object created in the previous line, $e_group ID. You can also populate menu items from a database table. To do this, we will need a second group, and I call it continents. I now read the results of a query using the database API. Again, add URL to populate a menu item for each record, the same as we did before. Let's see it in action. Note we now have two extra groups, external and continents. External has one menu item. This should open the xlinesoft.com website. So by the way, it is here where you can download your copy of PHPRunner and much more. I digress. The second group is continents, and it works as expected. I have a second scenario where we can use the new menu API that I will discuss a bit later in this tutorial. Improved page load speed. This is being achieved by reducing the number of JavaScript and CSS files, something that we need to do from time to time to keep the page load speed under control. Notification API update. In version 10.9 we implemented a fine-tuned permission system to define who can see notifications. The manual has many examples of how we can use the new notification API. I left a link in the description to the online manual. Another link to a tutorial that was done on the notification API can be found. New total options. For this, I will demonstrate on the city table. Switch to the advanced grid on the listing page of the city table from the page designer. Select the field you want to add a total to and select total from the properties window. At calculate totals for, select either display records only or all data. Displayed records only will sum the visible records on the page, while all data will sum all records whether it is displaying on the current listing page or not. This is how it will display. I have the sum for all records including those showing on other pages. It is worth mentioning that if you display the table in a one-to-many relationship, the totals will include all records for the master key. And that is exactly how it should work. For pop-ups, the new Suite Alert 2 library is now available. Again, I left a link in the description for Suite Alert 2. I left another link to this blog post that explains all changes in version 10.9. Some additions like users can now enable multiple two-factor authentication methods, and a few more are a bit challenging to display in a tutorial like this, so please be sure to check it out. And now for the additional scenario where we can use the new menu API. Have you ever found yourself in a scenario where you ended up with two or more applications sharing the same database? Users must now sign off from application 1 to sign on to application 2. With the new menu API, we can now add a group for application 2 on application 1 and supply all application 2 menu items under it. We do the same on application 2. It is now much easier to switch between applications. If this is you and you would like me to demonstrate how I would do this, then please let me know in the comments below.